Hello and welcome to my quest guide on the Pharaoh's Folly. As for the requirements, there's not really too many items required, but as for the quest line, you will need to have completed the Beneath Scarabs Sand. You want to make your way to the north outside of Menaphos, and we'll be speaking to Layla. Go through a bit of dialogue, and she'll say that she has not yet reported to the Pharaoh, as she is a bit concerned. And for the next option, you want to hit option 2. Okay, we should get it over with, even though her dad is the Pharaoh. Click on the Menaphos gate, and we'll be going south to the little shifting tombs. You want to right click it and make sure to go to the Imperial District. If you do not have this option, you either just want to go to the Menaphos lodestone, run west, or from the shifting tombs, then we go west into the palace. So enter the Golden Palace. Hit option 1 for yes to continue the quest. For here, we want to speak to Layla again. And then here you could spacebar, or you're able to pretty much just say option 1, that Kronos was killed by the scarabs. He's like, that's crazy. And she's like, well, it was her father's idea because Osmond did want to kill a god so that a Maskit would not revive, since a Maskit does need the energy of all the gods. So if you kill one god, you technically can't really bring a Maskit. But if you do kill a god, it does weaken that barrier. Okay, so now that we'll be in the shifting tombs, this is completely different from player to player. So the layout may be a little bit different, however, you will sometimes always be close to the rope. So you want to go and attempt to click through the rope. Now that you're almost out, someone did destroy it, in which case the rope disintegrates in your hand. Once it is that, you want to search the arrow shafts. You should get a mysterious note. Then go through the dialogue a little bit more. You should get a spare arrow shaft. Now, you just want to follow your path and you want to destroy everything along the way. And this is because we'll be getting some weird items that is only through here. So I believe it might be a little RNG locked. So like right here, defeating one of the smashed urns, I got a gut string. Now for a little sarcophagus, you're able to right click, reset, and then you want to zoom in to know exactly where it goes. Then you just want to follow the route that it does do. It only does 3 panels, and once you have pushed all 3 correctly, you should hear that you have gotten it correct. Then attempt it, search, and you should get a moldy bandages. Now we just want to continue the route. And remember, this instance varies on player to player. And then if you have gotten the gut string, you do not need to smash any more urns. Next up will be little rocks, the crystalline. You want to mine these until you get another item. Usually you might get it along the way, so don't try to actively go for it. It's just that these annoyingly do block your path. Let's mine this one right here. Okay, nope. Okay, gotta mine this one. There we go. Got some weird crystal shards from that one. If you do see a treasure chest, you want to just simply click on it and wait for your player to thieve from it correctly. You should get a feather. And now we just want to continue our way. We will be looking for a cat. So, I mean, I guess it's pretty RNG that he's at the absolute end of the tunnel for me. On my other account, he was pretty much at the start. Holy moly, where is he? Come on, where's this cat? Okay, now let's read the mysterious message. And we should get a little dialogue that there will be 4 cats that do spawn. Since I'm at the end of the area, now I will be speaking to the cats. You are able to actually click on the mysterious message and then it will spawn the cats, but usually the last 2 are near the very end of your shifting tomb, so you kind of have to just go to the max all the way, and then we'll be speaking to the 4 cats. Remember where the exit is, and we'll be heading our way back to that side. And remember, the cats are easily able to be found because they are a yellow minimap icon. Here's cat number 3. And I purposely did this, and that way we could be talking to the 4th cat, who is at the near end, which is actually at the entrance from when we did start. So it's pretty much saved me a couple of minutes or 2, which I mean, it's pretty good. Now, once we have spoken to this last cat, we will now want to make our way back to the arrow shafts. We should get a carved bone. In doing so, you want to use that on the string. You want to use the spare arrow shaft on the feather. You want to use the crystal shards on the feathered arrow. You want to go right close to the arrow shafts and then click fire arrow from your fragile bow. Doing so, you'll just pretty much re-put the rope. Now we climb up and we'll be making our way to Osman. Once we're here, speak to Ozen. He's like, oh, okay, you finally made it. I was kind of watching what happened, but I let them do what they're doing. Since he is technically dead, that he doesn't want people to know that he is still alive. And he's like, what, really? How could you do that? He's like, yeah. But anyway, you want to now go to the Imperial District. And he's like, wait a minute, what? You sure? He's like, okay, yeah. Now this time, you want to make your way to the Merchant District, which I believe is the East Door. Yep, East Door, Merchant District. Go north, through the gates. And from here, we'll be going pretty much east to the road merchant, travel, and we'll be going to Sophenheim. This does cost a whopping 500 coins, all in my bank pin. Okay, there we go. We entered the pin. Right here, you should see the commander who's outside. So let's speak to her. And she's like, yeah, I'm not really surprised by you and your Jack of Trades buddy who is not dead, which she does know. Because, I mean, who else has been sneaking around stealing stuff from Menaphos? She's like, you might have to prove yourself worthy. For here, the option doesn't really matter too much, but I always like to choose option 1. Then, you'll want to hit option 2 for continue the quest. Because she does have some conditions that she would like to meet. And then for this one, you want to hit option 5. I'll crack on it to continue the quest. Once we are here, you're able to right click the merchant again, and we'll be going to North Alabanich. This does cost another 500 coins. Change your camera angle, and we'll be going south to Lydia, which is pretty much the first building southeast of the Slayer Master. So speak to her. You'll recruit her. Say, oh, okay, perfect. Once you have recruited her, we'll be making our way back to the Rogue Merchant, or players are able to actually teleport to Alcreon. I'll be using a slow teleport just in case you do want to use the rug merchant method. For here, we'll be going to the Alcreon Palace. Go through the doors, and we'll be speaking to Amir Ali. Speak to him. Option 1 for confirm, for yes to continue the quest. Go through a bit of the dialogue. You're like, oh, okay. Now, you want to make your way back to Menaphos. From here, go east, and you want to right click, go to Sovnheim on Marisa. Continue going directly east, and we will be actually speaking to the same NPC. It's just this one needs to be while she's at the High Priest area, in which case she is kind of wondering why we're not fleeing the area, since we should sleep with our eye open with a knife in our hand, since Osman the Pharaoh is after us. But we're like, don't worry, we're invoking the ancient law, in which case the citizens are able to remove the Pharaoh if they're unhappy. Make our way back to Menaphos. This time we'll be going north to the merchant area. Ooh, the corrupted scarab event is right. Oh, look at that. Bones. Hopefully that's not hardcore iron player. We'll be speaking to Grand Vizier Hassan. Hit option 1 for yes to continue the quest. Once we have completed the dialogue, we'll be going back to the nearby shifting tombs. Enter the shifting tombs. Once the area does load, we'll be speaking to Ozon. Hit option 1 to continue the quest, in which case we have found everybody. Now that we have done that, we'll be making our way to the west one, and this is to the Imperial District. So exit the tomb, continue the quest. Now, the Pharaoh has beefed up his security, but there's a quick way, and this is, we'll be making our way to the Grand Library. Immediately once you're here, oh hey look, I completed all the musics. For this part, it's going to be extremely easy, and as you want to go north and then directly west. You do not actually want to go north into this little fountain to the VIP area, because that wastes a couple of seconds, probably about 10-12 seconds. Doing this route, you're able to somewhat do a little bit of a shortcut, then you're able to follow along the red line. Well, not like on the line, but like right next to it. And just simply go west behind the guards, and now we're safe to go south all the way. For here, you want to wait, because this guard will sometimes be coming back on this route. And then you want to click here. Do keep an eye on the south guard right here. And then once he does head south, then you want to attempt to go to the Grand Library. You just have to make sure those two guards are here. We'll be speaking to Ozan. Now that we're here, he's like, well, there she is. She's on pretty much the second floor. Well, from the top at least, in which case there are two guards. We're here. Again, we just want to go south, and we'll be avoiding the NPCs. We will get a little signal torch, so just make your way south to the staircase. Now here is a little bit of a pretty much wait time, and this is because we'll be waiting for the guard on the west side to finally come to us. For that, you are able to stand by the golden chairs, and now we wait. Okay, now once he has started going west, then we go west to the stairs. You are actually able to get a little bit closer. Once you are pretty much a little way down the staircase, then you want to signal the torch. Doing so will get Osman. And yes, you are able to somewhat path the guards because they can get stuck on a lot of objects, including the chairs, the little bookcases and stuff. Now, once we do get a little cutscene, I like this one right here. The library says, "Guards, arrest the guy." And he's like, "Okay." So they start running, clinging the armor, and then he's like, "Quietly." In which case, right here, now they start little walking slowly. So I do like that little animation that they did. Now that we're here, the guard should still be following you, but don't worry. Now we want to speak to Layla. These NPCs are very easy to break. Same thing with the Halloween event that we did have last year, which I did quite enjoy. Now that we have freed her, we will want to make our way to the bottom floor. So for that, we just want to go directly east. Keep waiting, and the guard cannot pass that staircase. Go a little bit north, and you should see another, well, I say another gold chair, but like there's gold chairs everywhere. So like right here, you can stay on this exact tile, and we'll be waiting for this NPC to pretty much start going north. So since he's on the north end, we want to wait until he goes south, and then right here, we just wait on this chair right here. Don't worry, we're safe. And then once he starts heading north, then you want to go. Now for this one, it's a little bit easier. We'll be taking the south route. And yet again, you will want to wait until the little guard does start going west. So for that, you just want to hide behind any chair. And now we start going to the bottom floor. You should see Osman, so we'll be speaking to him right now. And once we have gotten everyone, he'll be like, "Okay, let's take the secret tunnel underneath the fountain," which has been known. It's just people don't really like swimming in a desert. You know, they like to preserve that water. So speak to Layla, spacebar it all, and she'll be like, "How could you?" And then Osman's like, "Wait, wait a minute." She's like, "Oh, okay, thank you. Well, in case I want to be a little aggressive or not," she's like, would like to be the Pharaoh." And he's like, "Yeah, we could make that happen since everyone is not happy about the current Pharaoh." In which case you just want to spacebar this whole thing since she was unaware of. And here, the option does not matter. But again, I always choose option 1 for "I'm sorry." Once you're through all of the dialogue, we'll be making our way to the Menaphos lodestone. Go north, we'll be going to the Grand Palace once again. But this time, we'll be confronting the Pharaoh Osman. So, enter the Golden Palace. Hit option 1 to continue the quest. In which case, we will be getting trialed, but we won't be getting trialed. The Pharaoh will be. So go through all of the dialogues. And then he's like, "I, as Pharaoh, want you to be guillotined," pretty much. But remember, we're invoking the old law that the citizens do have the ancient power. So for this, you want to speak to Balto, who's pretty much southwest. And for him, you want to hit option 2 to call a witness, 2 to Marissa, and then for option 1, the scarabs. So tell us what happened about the scarab. She's like, yeah, okay, some pretty bad stuff did happen. His blue bar should turn red, and that means you have done it correctly. Now, you want to go to the southeast, and we'll be speaking to the admiral. And for this one, you want option 2 to call a witness, option 1 for Lydia, and then tell her about Conan's death. And he's like, yeah, his death was pretty unfortunate. Now his bar should turn red. Now we want to go north, and we'll be speaking to the Grand Visor. For this one, you want to hit option 2 to call a witness, and then option 4 for the embassy. Then you want to simply hit option 1 for Amir Ali about her relationship with the pharaohs from one to the other. It should turn red. Once that is done, we'll be speaking to the final commander. Hit option 2 to call a witness, option 3 the Grand Visor, and then option 2 Osman's strength. This should turn the bar red, in which case the citizens have successfully completed the trial to remove Osman, and we'll be putting Leela in his place, since again we invoked the old law to remove his from power. After this huge dialogue, you should be outside the palace. You want to hit option 1 to enter the room. And now we speak to Pharaoh Leela. You go through the dialogue and she's like, yeah, I like being a pharaoh. I think I could handle this. And she's very wealthy too. Doing so, you have completed the Pharaoh's Folly quest for 60,000 agility experience, 60,000 thieving experience, and we have some powerful buffs for Menaphos, in which case we take 20% less damage from the corrupted scarabs and soul obelisk. We also have a 5% XP boost for making soul runes, and we get 5% more runes while we are doing so. We have a 4% chance to save the Feather Maw within the Sophenheim Slayer dungeon, and we also do have a 10% increase in XP in the shifting tubes. And while we are in shifting tombs, our surge, barge, blade, dive will be halved cooldown, which actually does stack to the Shadow Graces effect, which means we're able to surge, I believe, every 6 seconds. So this is going to be amazing, because I will be reworking my shifting tombs guide that is almost 5 years old, just for testing out the new rates. With that, thank you all so much for watching this, and enjoy the rest of your day. We did get one other item, and that is Layla's Favor that is in your inventory, and this is amazing for clues, since we're able to go to option 7, the Solheim Slayer dungeon, for I believe that master clue that requires us to speak to him. And also we're able to see like option 5 for the soul obelisk that's active, and then it's able to teleport us to that. So I mean, I do like all these teleports, and you're also able to wear it in your bracelet, which I did find a little bit interesting, but hey, that might be pretty good for clues.